What's up? Look, I tried. Welcome back to another episode of This or That. This is probably one you guys weren't expecting, this comparison. Today's comparison, Scary Movie 6, or I don't know why they took the 6 off of it, it's now just Scary Movie. But Scary Movie 6, and Stop That Train. This is up here for a reason, and we'll get into it. Which one's better? Personally, well, I'll tell you at the end, that way retention, why not? You might be able to figure it out from the thumbnail. Probably did. Alright, so here's the thing. Both movies, parodies. They're going straight comedy. And they're very similar in terms of comedy too, because parody comedy, which I am so glad is coming back. I love a good parody. To be fair, Scary Movie parodies, I think, were kind of the beginning of the downfall for the parody movie. That's not saying they're not good. For what they're going for, they're great. Their comedy works. I've only seen the first 2 Scary Movies before this one, and a little bit of one of the others, maybe 4. Whichever one has aliens in it. I don't know which one that is. It's not important. And this one, I say this one, I'm pointing to the wrong way. This, Stop That Train is much more reminiscent of Airplane, and that kind of a parody. Things like Naked, that's why I have this up here. It's essentially, it's parodying this kind of a parody, but on a plane instead of an airplane. On a train instead of an airplane. Talking about airplanes too much right now. It's on a train. That's why the movie's called Stop That Train. Which one should we start with? Let's go with the one that I have the poster for. I was very excited for this movie because of all the horror movies that they're going to be like parodying. And I've seen most of them. Not all of them. I have yet to see like Nope or Get Out, or I know there's a couple others that were referenced that I didn't get, but I still really have. I think the one, like the biggest one that they parodied, the movie that they had the most parodies for was probably Sinners, which if you know me, you know Sinners was my all-time favorite movie of last year, of 2025. I thought that was the best movie, and I still think it should have won Best Picture, but I can accept that one battle after another did, but I still think it should have gone to Sinners. But personal opinions there. I'm not on the board, the Academy. I probably shouldn't be. I don't know enough to judge. They had a lot of the comedy was directed towards millennials making fun of Gen Z, and Gen Alpha. As a millennial, I'm here for that. There was a scene where it's in the promo on like all the trailers where they are getting stabbed, and the woman on the train is like, she got stabbed, and the person who got stabbed is just like, they, them, my pronouns are they. It's just like, honey, everybody gets at least one mistake. Look, you didn't have any identifying buttons or like anything to be like, hey, these are my pronouns. So clearly they're gonna go for what they associate visually for. You are allowed one mistake, in my opinion. I don't care. After that, you are purposely misgendering somebody after you've been told what their pronouns are. But the first time, it's just like, how am I supposed to know? Unless you're clearly wearing buttons or something. I will respond to any pronouns, personally. I don't really care what you call me. I have been called many a thing. Some nicer than others. Some more weird than others. My favorite one is still Random American Person, and nobody will get that reference. Unless you were there and you actually do remember that occurrence, which I doubt anybody does. Yeah, they're just calling out, just like, yeah, these people are just too caught up in that. It's just like, give people a little bit of leeway. And my favorite thing, that like, it jokes about, we're gonna bring in like younger stars to take over. They make a joke about it being like a reboot Quill, because it's like, it's a sequel, but it's also a reboot. I appreciate that. There was some good jokes about COVID in there. My favorite thing that they parodied, and this might be spoilers if you haven't seen it, they parodied K-pop Demon Hunters, which I did not expect. Like, they even did like the right art style for it. That was probably the best scene in the movie, honestly. That was fabulous. I loved that so much. And honestly, I did love like the entire movie. It was a fun watch. Like, I gave it a 2.5 because like, it's not good per se, but it's not bad. And I am glad. The first one definitely has a lot of like body fluid grossness that isn't like blood or anything. And it's just like, they might have gone too much with that. And you still get some of the body fluid gross in this, but it's not as bad. It's not as gross, in my opinion. So I'm glad they didn't go that way. There's a lot of sexual jokes, which you expect, because that's always been a thing. The ending was great. There's some cameos in there that I'm just like, yep, I appreciate it, I respect it, I love it. Meanwhile, see, here's the thing. you're gonna look at the title card, my little thumbnail, and be like, she's praising this movie. What's going on here? We'll get to that. Okay, so now let's talk about Stop That Train. RuPaul is one of the people behind this. RuPaul's Drag Race. I love drag queens. They are fabulous. I love drag kings. They are also fabulous. I'd love to get some advice on how to get into being a drag king. I've always wanted to. But also I don't have as much stage fright as I used to. When I was a kid, I had horrible stage fright. This is not important to this movie at all. No, this movie has a lot of drag queens who I'm pretty sure have all been on RuPaul's Drag Race. Latrice was definitely my favorite, and I remember her season. I don't remember if she won, but I do remember her season, and if she didn't win, she should have won. Queen. She was great. I love her. And her character Barbara in this movie is fabulous. She's just jumping around she's just everywhere, and you're just like, how? And she's just like, never anywhere for too long. But I love, there's Ashley, Amber, and it's Allie, I think. That sounds right. I love them. They're all blonde. They're like platinum, like white platinum blonde. Gorgeous. It looks great on all of them. And they're your first class train attendants. These people, the main characters are treated like plain stewardesses, or that's not even the right word. I don't know what the right word is these days. Flight attendants? Yeah, we're gonna go with that. These people are treated like flight attendants, even though it's a train, and you don't really have train attendants like you do on a plane, but it works somehow. Somehow it all makes sense, and yet it somehow doesn't. There's a couple musical numbers in this which are fabulous, and the first one is about, like, here's all your safety instructions, and then it's just like, yeah, ignore all of that, because we're not on a plane, we're on a train. Duh. I love Cal, the character of Cal, and the way he's portrayed is, the actor did a great job portraying him, and just being, like, that super dumb, like, I wouldn't say bro dude, even. He's just really dumb, and it's played in the best ways. Somebody has we have service animals, service dogs, sometimes somebody's service cat. Some people have some weird service animals, I guess. There's a kid in this movie who has a service scorpion. Yeah, that's kind of why everything breaks down. One of my other favorite parts of this movie, Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it. I love Sarah Michelle Gellar because I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And if you remember me talking about Ready or Not 2, you know I love Sarah Michelle Gellar. I love her. I do. I love her so much. She's in this, and like, no, but there's clips from I Know What You Did Last Summer. She's like, I remember that. And nobody seems to recognize her, which is hilarious, and I love that. And she's like, because obviously the audience knows who she is. I mean, as long as you're not some, like, uncultured swine. Like, if you've seen I Know What You Did Last Summer, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she's been in some other stuff, and you probably know her, okay? You should. We have a woman who's giving birth on the train, and the guy that she's sitting across is just like, as long as it stays in you and not, like, out, we're good, because babies should not. And, okay, I'm gonna get a little controversial here, because that's what I do occasionally. Not really, but I do. Here's my thing. Unless it's absolutely necessary for you to be flying with a child under the age of 2, please do not fly with a child under the age of 2, unless it's absolutely necessary. You do not need to be taking your 5-month-old to Disney. Your child is not going to remember a trip to Disney when they are 5 months old. If you want to go visit family, have them come visit you. Also, why did you move so far away from your family? Yeah, no, none of this actually matters. I just have opinions on children yelling on planes. I travel a lot. I have learned, put on some metal music, blast it. The baby screaming will mix in with the metal music really well and actually add to it. It works great. It's like, parents need to control their children better on planes. I don't blame the children. I blame the parents for, not the parents who are actively trying and they are unable to calm their child down. That parent is trying. The parents are like, my kid's screaming. Somebody else should deal with this for me. And then they get mad when somebody else tries to deal with it. We've all heard the stories. This has become a real rant that I didn't mean to get into. Moving on, back to stuff. So RuPaul is in this. She plays the president. And she has, like, this, like, her, what's it called? What do we call it when their likability meter? It's not that. It's, approval rating. But it's, like, a thermometer. And the top one is just like, yeah, everybody loves her. One of them is like, she's alright, cute shoes. And she finally drops. Apparently, in this universe, for Stop That Train, there was the rail force, which was supposed to be like fighting with trains to protect America, but like, okay, sure. I guess that could work. Maybe. Probably not. There's some really good gags in this. As I said, there's some good gags in this. There's some great visual gags. There's some great just normal gags. I very much enjoy this movie. I love a parody movie. My husband likes trains. He enjoyed it because of the trains. I like the music. I think the acting was pretty good. So it's very over the top, but that's what I expect from a drag queen. And if a drag queen isn't over the top, I don't know a drag queen that isn't. I mean, to be fair, I don't really know many drag queens, but like, you know, they give vibes and I love them. They're fabulous. Yes, queen. I'm in a weird mood today. I'm sorry. No, I definitely loved Stop That Train. And I think that's because I also like, I'm into like the whole drag queen thing and RuPaul's Drag Race and all that. So like, that's how I kind of like, was like, yeah, I need to go see this movie. Meanwhile, with Scary Movie 6, I was just happy to see a parody movie come back. I do wish it had been, see, I don't know how you'd make it better is the thing. Because it wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was funny. It was what you expect going in. I didn't know what to expect with Stop That Train. I didn't expect a parody of Airplane. And I think that's what made it better for me. So if I had to pick between the two, I would say go watch Stop That Train over Scary Movie. Or Scary Movie 6. Whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying don't watch Scary Movie 6. I'm just saying watch Stop That Train instead of over that first. But otherwise, both are good, but one's just a little better. That's my opinion. And that's my this or that. And the this that we're picking is Stop That Train compared to that of Scary Movie 6. I'm gonna call it Scary Movie 6. Until next time, I've been Onyx, you've been fabulous, and now I must go. Bye-bye!